Dear Miss Ferricue, your reply to my last letter brought me great joy. It sounds as though you are having quite the adventure yourself, complete with hardships and triumphs. I will ensure a proper resting area in the rookery for your new ward, though I may have to research what an owlbear den looks like. It should not be too difficult. If this poppy is comfortable sleeping in Darian's pouch, then surely I can cobble something together. To answer your question to me, I believe I can have feelings, though I may be unique in that regard for a homunculus. I certainly feel like what I am feeling is genuine, rather than instilled via magic. But if all emotion and response is based on stimulus, would the difference between magically created and biologically or spiritually created be that great? Continuing the report from my previous letter, Bolt and Victor have provided me with an update to their adventures. After defeating the aberrant creatures in the Forest of Harmony, the Watch took a moment to catch their breath. Aramis had suffered the most grievous injury during the fight thanks to the poisonous sting of the worm, but his restful lute playing combined with a few moments to let healing magic flow through him had the half-elf right as rain. During their break, Victor and Bolt regaled the new members with stories of previous attempts at recruitment, which were met with mixed reviews. I do feel pity for those who joined the Watch, but were killed too early to be considered more than recruits to the team, but their eagerness was their undoing, rather than any mishandling on the Watch's part. During the conversation, Aramis wandered into the woods. He is a solitary sort, from what I can gather, so it was not an unreasonable thing to see. While he was walking, he began to hear noises up ahead and called the rest of the group to him. After a bit of scouting by Victor, the party moved to the source of the noise, a hot spring. They stumbled upon a hot spring with 3 figures. One was a man with light red skin and small horns jutting out of his forehead, while the other 2 were apparently a dark orange-skinned dryad by the name of Maple. To clarify, you did read that correctly. Both women were the same person, Maple, apparently sharing 2 bodies, but 1 mind. It was learned later that this was because their trees had grown around one another, their root system intertwining as they were born. The man, who introduced himself as a devil by the name of Artificer, was surprised to hear that the aberrant creatures in the forest were so close to his little oasis. He provided his thanks and offered to share his spring and repay the party in whatever way he could. Bolt expressed caution in their report when dealing with the man, reminding everyone subtly to take no food or make no agreements in case this Artificer was a trickster, as some fae and devils are known for. Victor's report had a much higher opinion of the man and his food though, so I assume Bolt's reminder may have fallen on deaf ears. While Alomah washed the worm juices off of his body in the hot spring, they inquired about their goal, their search for the guardian of the forest's song. While Artificer did not know where he was able to convince his companion Maple to apply their favor onto Alomah's cheeks so that the guardian would see them as a neutral party, rather than someone dangerous. After this, the devil directed them down a path he said would lead them to someone who could help them find the guardian. The party left along that trail after thanking Artificer, moving once again through the Forest of Harmony. Their path eventually led them to a well-organized and maintained orchard and a small hut with an active chimney. To their surprise, a rather matronly dryad with green skin and pink hair came out to greet them. She introduced herself as Belladonna. Apparently she was a sweet and caring dryad who was far older than Aneria itself, predating the shattering of the world. She had escaped to Hollowbend with a cutting of her original tree when her grove was destroyed, staying here and even finding a husband. This was all explained as the party helped her harvest fruit from her trees, since her husband was away during this time. Once they had gathered their bushels, Belladonna provided them with magical fruit as a reward for their effort. She also provided each with a slice of pie she had been cooking inside. Judging by the written recipe both sent with their report, I assume it was delicious. I have added it to the cook's repertoire and have a copy set aside for Master Bolt when they return. They are already talking of giving it to an old chef friend of yours. After enjoying their pie, Belladonna asked if they could deliver the bushels to the guardian of the forest songs, who was throwing a party and needed the extra treats. Eager to find their way to him, they agreed to deliver the goods. She pointed the way and a new trail opened up, letting the party wave their goodbyes and continue on their way. After a while of travel, the forest became dense with vines, and they eventually found themselves looking down at a small depression in the land with 5 corpses. Each had their face covered by a flower and were wrapped in the vines. Investigating the plants, the party found that the flowers sprayed a toxin that paralyzed the imbiber, while simultaneously showing them a memory from the corpse itself. These were clearly designed to help the plant trap new prey, but the watch used the opportunity to look into the minds of the corpses and glean some useful information, which I have listed below. The first corpse was a wizard student studying golemancy. While his memory was simply his life before the sanctum, he was carrying a book that Bolt believes can help them learn how to create constructs like homunculi. It would be nice to have some additional helpers that weren't animated brooms or hands around the tower. The second and third corpses were a pair of halfling lovers. Their memory was of them looking at the unbroken moon together and declaring their devotion for one another and Lunera as well. When Bolt informed Alomah, he threw caution to the wind and willingly partook of the poison so he could experience this as well. He even claimed to have spoken with the goddess, who asked that he find her before they could. I am unsure what that meant, but in the end he recovered a pair of medallions emblazoned with their symbols, radiating holy magic that could be helpful to him. The fourth corpse was an interesting one. A dragonborn who worked for the organization known as the Blood Flame Serpents. Unlike the other memories, which were of times long past, this one was recent. Aramis knew of the criminal organization and explained how their expertise was in crimes of spectacle. The final corpse, which Victor examined, showed the memory of a would-be goblin king who sat upon a large pig. In his hand was a scepter, which burned a bit to the touch when Victor recovered it. When he asked Bolt to take a look at it, he neglected to inform them of this information. As Bolt touched it, they felt some of their magic being pulled from their mind and locked into the scepter, a cursed item that the party will need to purge when they next can. Once they had collected what they could from the bodies, the party gathered them and burned them in respect for the dead. Then they began their travels once again, until they arrived at their destination. A party of fey creatures was in full swing. Dancing, music, food, even games being played in the branches above. After a bit of frolicking, the party made their way over to the being who was identified as the guardian of the forest's song, a large treant with a drooping nose and chimes in his branches. The guardian welcomed them due to the mark Maple had left on Alomah's cheeks, informing them when asked that he did indeed know a weakness to the crystalline count that they sought to fight. However, he was not willing to part with his secret without the party proving themselves. As they debated on how to do so, Aramis attempted a bit of bardic magic to charm the treant so they could continue on their way quickly. However, it seems the guardian was resistant to the magic and shook the dazzling display of lights away. He then decided the best way to try this party would be through a physical challenge. He would test how moral they were when they fought against the satyrs, centaurs, dryads, and eladrin of the forest. His only stipulation was that they only took non-lethal action against his companions. With that, the guardian raised them all into the arena overhead, and the fight began. It was, according to Bolt, a bit of a mess. The party had been separated in the arena to start, and the eladrin warriors they fought emanated an aura of fear that was hard to overcome. By the time the party had caught their bearings, thanks in no small part to a counter-charm from Aramis, they had already taken quite the beating. During the fight, Aramis and Alomah both fell unconscious to the allies of the Guardian. Bolt held the line once they had recovered their wits, allowing Victor to revive Aramis, who in turn used his magical healing to revive Alomah. It was a hard, brutal fight that showed the Guardian was not one to be messed with. But he eventually had seen enough evidence to show how caring they were for each other, proving themselves worthy of being trusted with the secret. In the treant's possession was a tuning fork known as the Resonance of Stone. It held deep magical power that could crack the unbreakable count. As a reward for a well-fought trial, he allowed one of their own to take the blessing of resonance onto their weapon. Aramis, who still wielded the bronze blade of Danther, accepted the blessing and was giving a magical blade that would sing like his lute. The reports finish as the group is relaxing at the Guardian's party, now back in full swing. Their next destination is Hollowbend Keep, outside the forest. I do hope that the Guardian is the most dangerous thing they will face, as it sounds like they will need all the help they can get moving forward in this trial. Once I have additional information, I shall provide another report. Until then, please be safe and well. Your humble servant, Kilobix.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Aneria of the Shattered Realm, Episode 3. Woo! I almost forgot the name there. There was hesitation.
Episode 3.
It wouldn't be a true Aneria campaign if I didn't screw up the intro at least once, right? Right?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
All right.
episode 3. It's a prequel.
Yeah. Revenge of the Ceradon. You're all facing her tonight.
No! Revenge of the Gith.
Yes. That's better. I like that better. Yeah. But yeah, welcome everybody. It's been a week since we've last played, and we're all excited to get back into it, I hope. I am.
So.
The energy is absolutely wonderful tonight. No, we're before we begin, we'll just do a quick couple of announcements. As always, Syrinscape, thank you so much. You're going to provide some wonderful sounds tonight, like...
That didn't sound
That sounded brutal.
healthy.
Okay, sorry. Here's some positive energy to heal everybody.
Refreshing.
That went on a lot
Beautiful.
longer than I thought it would. Yeah.
Was that
It was a-
Aloma's ancestors?
It was a level.
Yep.
It was a level 3 heal.
Singing in chorus.
Yeah.
You can't get away from choirs, man.
I don't know.
Yep. And also, don't forget that Fridays we Twitch and stream, rather.
Twitch for us, right?
Oh.
No, I'm good. We'll do that Friday.
All right.
This Friday in particular, it's a stream because I don't know when this is coming out and what stream we're doing that Friday. So, but check us out. We're always down for a good time as far as that goes. And then buy our merch if you have any inklings for any Tales of Aneria gear.
We've got hats. We've got...
We got cups.
Yeah, I'm just taking
We got hats. We got cups. We got stickers. We got Jenkins swimming trunks. That's about it.
shirts.
Shirts.
Check out my
Hoodies.
swaps in the link below.
We need to change the page so that it shows you like turning around, like
With
in
your
the
shirt-
background
with
as
your
you're
shirt off,
scrolling
like
up
a
and down.
cherub.
We'll get Bastion to be pulling your trunks partially down.
Perfect.
I have a question.
Yes.
You guys watch like Harmon Quest?
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve with that show was that they always had like these huge bowls full of snacks in front
Yeah,
of them.
fake.
And they would never
Nobody
eat them.
ever
Yeah.
ate any of them.
Because they are
That's a
fake,
problem.
or they're like old and stale. Yeah.
That is why I am here to rectify.
You're just here to eat snacks.
No, I'm just.
We are the real.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it real.
D&D.
That's right.
That's good stuff.
The realest D&D show that you'll ever see.
And I'd be
And
like
for those of you on the
watching-
podcast, the realest munching that you'll ever hear.
I'd be watching and
Yep,
be
and,
like,
Oh, don't.
Right in the mic.
Shadow Den says Snack Watch Season 2 begins. So this is for you.
Yep.
Cheers.
Snack Watch.
That's our charcuterie tonight.
Yes.
It's just in a bunch of bowls. One other thing that I wanted to comment on, just because it has come up already, but not in a TOA video, it actually came up in your short video. Somebody commented that it's pronounced Kitsune, not Kitsune. To which I say, Kitsune are fox spirits in the real world. Kitsune are a race in Aneria.
That's right.
So they are literally called Kitsune in this. They are not actually fox spirits. They are a different race, and so I can call them Kitsune if I want.
that's right.
That's what we're going with. It's definitely not because I didn't realize
Get
it
in the
at first.
comments if you're mad.
Yes, please.
DM privilege.
But I think that is everything, so I think we should begin tonight. Yeah. Last time our party was recovering after a rather harrowing fight. Not a lethal one, but a rather harrowing fight nonetheless. And we'll start up
That was
again
good.
because
I could have gone another like
you could do this all
15
day.
or 20 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. And we will begin with that same kind of party that has picked up again afterwards. You have been invited by the Guardian of Forest Song to take a rest, enjoy, and listen to kind of the harmonies. He actually does invite Aramis to play if you're interested.
Sure.
Perfect. Yeah. And yeah, so you'll strike up with the band.
Loot on one side and the new sword on the other.
Yeah.
Don't play them.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me a performance check.
Okay.
And we will see how you do. Notoriously, my groups are great at performance
That
checks.
would be a 19.
19.
Rousing.
Yeah, you definitely get into the spirit of things. We'll go ahead and say that in addition to the Song of Rest, that gives everybody a d6 when they spend hit die during this short rest. You guys can gain 10 temporary hit points from the inspiring music.
Fancy.
Now,
Beautiful.
you can cut this if you need to, but I thought you told us last time that we could take a long rest. I took a long rest.
That's right, it is a long rest.
Yep.
My apologies. Yep.
Oh, thank
You
goodness.
can take a long rest because,
We need to keep that
We
one.
need
But
it.
still 10
Yeah.
temps.
but still 10 temps. Yep.
Did you see that one commenter that said it feels right to have a bard in the party?
Mm-hmm.
But it
It's
wasn't
just
for
not
you.
Preston, it's Dallin.
I know. I'm
Dallon's
the,
that's real talk. Dallon's a better bard.
no, I was about to say I'm the worst one in this table to be a part
Well,
of.
he did roll a 19 on his very first performance check.
It's true. That's
Case in point.
far better than Braum ever did.
The gods of the dice have spoken.
You are the broodiest bard that we've ever had.
I'm the roguiest part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys party for a couple hours. Everything feels refreshed. You regain all your spell slots. You regain all your health. It's like taking a full night's rest, but instead you just get to sit there and party. So, is there anything if there's anything specifically that you wish to do? How does everybody handle the party? We'll start with Victor. How does Victor, how does he participate in the party, or does he? Or
He'd be all in.
Yeah?
Yep. He would join in the revelry, the dances, the merriment. Anyone touches his knives, they lose a finger. You know, usual.
It becomes a game amongst the Fae to see who can get their finger cut off the fastest.
They definitely are they're definitely really they're all trying to get close but not touch it in order to make you cut off their finger without actually touching the blade.
Then what would happen? What would
honor
Victor's
demand?
honor demand?
He'd probably, I don't know, he might have to cut his own finger off.
We'll go ahead and say that's a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid any untoward
17.
severings.
And I'm pretty sure I
Plus
rolled
lots.
Plus lots.
Okay. Yeah, you should be good. Yep. There's a couple close calls, but the blade stopped pretty much immediately at the knuckle. As soon as you realize that Satyr is very much holding his finger out and waiting for it.
I'm not touching you. I'm not
Yeah.
touching you. I'm not touching you.
Okay. What about Alomah?
Is the Guardian at the festivities?
Yes. Yep. He's still around. He played a little bit with Aramis, and then kind of just started wandering through the party, chatting with everybody, making sure everything is good.
I would try to get him on his own, and show him my new amulet that
Okay.
I got. That was from goes to gnomes with
Halflings.
Halflings, thank you. That were followers of Lunera, and just say, sorry.
Gotta get into the
Pardon
voice.
me, Guardian, but I was wondering if you might be able to take a look at this amulet that I found. It purportedly belonged to a couple of halflings that were followers of the goddess Lunera. I wonder if you would know anything about this or about her, by chance.
Well, sure, I'll take a look. And he kind of looks it over again. It's very tiny in his hands. And he goes, I unfortunately don't have a lot of information about Lunera. My primary concern is the sun being a tree. So Davros is more my speed. I know that they were lovers. As far as any other information that I have on her, she's a gentle goddess. Her followers typically you would think that they would be on the more secretive side, cover of darkness, everything like that. But the point of the moon was always to bring light to the darkness. So if you're wishing to follow her teachings, then I very much would recommend making sure that seeking truth and seeking to uncover any sort of secrets might be a good path towards getting to know her better.
I thank you. That encourages me. It makes me feel that I am on the right path after all. You said was. You know of her disappearance then?
I have connections outside of the sanctum, and I have been informed of the state of the moon. Disappearance is not how I would word what I've heard. It would be more that she is gone completely. I had thought that was the case.
But that can't be. I've heard her voice. I've heard her, sing to me. And I had a vision just before our encounter where I spoke with her. She let me ask a question, and I asked the wrong question.
Hashtag still mad.
We always ask the wrong question in the moment. Are you sure it was her?
Well, I suppose I never had seen her before. I'm simply going off what I felt and what I thought to be true. Do you know, what I might know about her that I might recognize her if I am able to ever find her?
I would recommend your journey to the keep have an extra step to it. There is an astronomy tower inside of Hollowbend Keep that might provide you with more clues for what you seek.
It is recognizable.
Oh yes, you'll be able to recognize the room once you get in there. And from the outside, it is a large domed room.
A domed room?
Yes.
Well, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you, but I'm grateful.
If I may I check something within your mind?
Yes, of course.
And he's going to start swaying back and forth, and the harmony that his chimes are making kind of shifts the harmony in the song that you hear around the forest. He says, "Just listen to the music. Close your eyes. Let me in." And he's going to place his large branch on top of your head, and he is going to try and do kind of a detect thoughts, kind of a ritual spell on you. So you can choose to fight it, or you can just accept it.
Yeah, I would accept it.
Okay. So he kind of goes through, and you see flashes of your memories of your different interactions with Lunera up to this point. The night that you first saw her and howled at the moon, getting the tablet that has her script on it and asks you to come find her. The discussion with the halflings and Lunera's question to you specifically, and your question back that once again you get to live through the incorrect question. And afterwards he pulls you out of your mind and he goes, "Well, I will say that the presence of some powerful force is behind those words. It isn't one that I recognize, but I've never dealt with Lunera before. I was just making sure that there wasn't some more nefarious voice singing out to you."
And you don't believe it was?
I don't believe so.
Something nefarious.
I did sense the worry in her voice when she spoke with you. Apparently there is something happening to her that she needs your help with, and that is a truth that you must uncover for yourself.
That is my quest.
And he hands you back the amulet, and he says, "Thank you for showing me that trinket. And I wish you all the luck. If you do find Lunera, let me know. Or in some way, I suppose I will know. But good luck to you."
Thank you.
Okay. And what about Bolt? How does Bolt handle the party here?
Just by kind of sitting off to the sidelines, just watching, observing, maybe doing a little small jig, you know.
Robot.
Yeah. Just a little robot.
A little dad dance for
Yep,
the dad of the group. Yeah. Just the one arm. The rest of it is stuck still, but just the waving back and forth. Perfect. Okay. And then what about Aramis besides playing?
Yeah, after he plays, he'll probably just grab food or beverage and just kind of people watch.
Okay.
We're a pretty boring group, except Victor.
Victor's having fun. Alomah did spend some time in the party when they first got here last
He was
time.
feeling a little sheepish about his previous
Yeah.
foray.
And then as far as Aramis goes, if people approach him, does he shrug them off or?
No, he's talking to him. It's a party situation.
Does it cost any old ladies?
No, wrong character.
One leg up on Ezra. So
This
far.
one has learned his lesson a long time ago.
But yeah, after that, the Guardian says, "Thank you for reveling with us. It was a pleasure to meet you all. Hopefully your journey to go defeat the Crystalline Count is successful. And you should be able to find the keep if you head due east." And he points, and a couple of the trees kind of like shift and kind of move around to show you, not a path, but just kind of like a general direction.
Well, it was very nice meeting you and all of your kin. Thank you for not killing us in your fight.
Well, thank you for not killing us as well.
How's the rules?
Indeed.
So, does anyone else have anything they need to do before we head off to the keep?
Bathroom.
I don't want to pull this adventure over.
Okay.
Kind of feels weird going to the bathroom on his friends. So we'll wait and leave.
Oh, sorry. I also had a different thing in here because you did accept his invitation. Everybody gets 2 epic die for accepting his invitation to party.
We like the party. We like the party.
Okay. And as you head out, heading east, Bosco, who's been at the party, follows you and begins narration again as you travel, basically kind of voiceover narration for you. And he goes, "With the power of the resonance of stone in hand, Danther and his group made their way out of the forest and towards the ruins of Hollowben Keep. The Count's death and Danther's revenge were in sight. His companions worried that Danther's vengeance would not quell his heart in the way it should, but they could not deny the spark of fire within was giving birth to something they could rally behind." And as he says this, you see him and he's just kind of fading out, and as he hits that last word, he just disappears completely.
Into bubbles.
So I would want
Yep, into bubbles, exactly.
as we're walking, I kind of let everybody know. If it's all right with everyone, I spoke with the Guardian, and he let me know that there is an astronomy tower at the keep where we're headed, and that I might be able to learn a little more about Lunira while there. If it's okay, I'd love to investigate it.
Sounds interesting to me.
I have a deep love for astronomy. I'd be happy to go.
Not Aramis.
Excellent.
All right. Did he give you any directions? You just said it was on the way, can't miss it type of
He
thing?
said it was there, that we'd see it. It's a domed tower.
Okay.
I believe it's part of the keep itself.
I'll keep my eyes peeled for it.
Can you peel your eyes?
360 the whole time
Yep.
I'm walking.
So eventually the forest song starts to fade a little bit as you start reaching the edge, and the trees start becoming more and more sparse until sparse.
Sparse. Sparse.
Sparse.
Spruce.
Spare trees.
Using them sparsely. And as you reach the edge of the forest, you see a large expanse of what used to be plain land before.
Is it broken?
No, this is a regular expanse.
The unbroken expanse.
Basically, what you're seeing before you is sort of a ruined kingdom in different pieces. Off in the distance, you do see the
Lordaeron, we meet again.
you do see the mighty towers and crumbling walls of a keep just barely on the horizon. Between you and that, you see a large kind of black building made of it's kind of like this weird little spiraling circle of jagged metal, and there's this big plume of smoke coming out of it. You see a large quarry that has been dug out of part of a massive hillside and kind of dug into it.
That one looks like our DM.
A large quarry. A large quarry.
someone.
It's in my shape.
Someone's like.
And then kind of in the middle, you see the ruins of a town. Just kind of broken cobblestones, half destroyed roofs, that sort of thing.
We see the tower.
The tower is one of the different spires of the keep. Yes, there is a large tower with a dome and what appears to be a large telescope sticking out of it.
Well, that appears to be our destination.
Before going any further, if you would allow me a moment, I want to cast Aid at the 3rd level on myself, Aramis, and Victor. Sorry, Bolt, it only goes up to 3.
That's fine.
Okay. And you're the tankiest of all of us. So that raises everybody's maximum hit points by 10 for the next 8 hours.
Nice.
I was doing a support build video.
Mm-hmm.
I was editing it today, and I'm always talking about how great a spell Aid is, and I'm like, I have Aid. Why am I not using it? It's a good spell.
Is that so? With those 10 hit points, is that on top of the other 10?
Yeah, it's not temporary.
It's not
maximum.
temporary. It's basically an extra 10 maximum hit points.
And then the temps go up.
All right, so Alomah takes a little bit of time to just kind of cast the spell. Does it have a cast time to it?
Just an action.
Just an action? Yeah. So these little tiny motes of starlight come out, and they'll just kind of like circle around and infuse you with a little bit of extra vitality.
They won't hurt you.
I didn't blow it away.
They're here to protect.
Okay.
What exactly does that do?
Just imbues a little additional vitality into each of us.
Handy.
Alrighty.
All right. Is the twisted metal spire with smoke coming out of it, or not spire, but twisted metal place, is that on the way to the tower?
They are all between you and the keep.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a tower. The tower is part of the keep, yeah, but
Tower keep, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, let's head over and maybe stop by the... I'm curious to see what that is. Doesn't look very natural, and usually where there's smoke, there's something on fire, and usually where there's fire, it's someone attending it.
Happy to investigate.
We can go around if you'd like, but I'm feeling very refreshed.
okay.
If we need to knock some heads, I'm at peak head knocking. Also, I've got the scepter of healing bonk.
That's, yeah.
I'll also take off on my broom just to get a higher view to see if I can identify anything.
Yeah.
further.
So you kind of take off and start circling around a little bit as the party makes their way. It's basically like the forest is on like a hill and you kind of are heading down. It's hard to make out details. You do see one other thing notable about the town is that there appears to be a very large building that is reminiscent of the bank that you had been to in Border Town.
Okay.
So it has a very similar look to it.
Ah, yes. Capitalism everywhere, including the Fey realm.
So that building specifically, with the rest of the town, there's no not enough to identify from this distance.
Nope, not enough to identify from this distance. You just see kind of your general shops, your general, like, there's a town square, that sort of thing. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're heading to the Blackened Spire.
Yeah. Victor, what do you see?
It seems there is a town ahead. It reminds me a little of Border Town. At least there
Border
seems to
Town
be a
was in
bank.
much better shape the last time we were there.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. Maybe someone took away all their economy and bankrupted everyone. They had to move somewhere else. I don't know.
I wonder who would have done such a thing.
But does it seem derelict?
Yeah, you don't see anybody moving around in that
It
town.
does not seem like there is much movement ahead. So,
Did you see anything near the Twisted Metal building?
Did I?
No,
like,
you
like an evil clown ice cream truck, or
a guy with
two
two
wheels
wheels.
instead of arms.
and his name's Axel. No.
No.
Sweet Tooth. He might have been there.
Mm-hmm. All of that was kind of, it was a large building. You couldn't really see in from the top, which seemed like the most open part because there was just smoke billowing out of it constantly. but you didn't really see anything beyond that. You didn't see a door,
Okay.
like a large
and the
metal
smoke
door.
that's billowing out, it seems like there's a very active fire or a smoldering type fire.
It seems like there's a very active light.
It seems there might be something in distress at the tower. You might want to hurry.
Okay. All right. Well, let's book it. So I'll start jogging.
Double time.
All right,
Definitely not stealthily.
yeah.
Not that I can anyway.
After about 20 minutes or so, you make it to this kind of large metallic spire. And again, there doesn't appear to be anybody outside.
How tall are these like metal spikes? You said spire. Is it that tall, or is it more like maybe like 15, 20 feet up?
Like 30 or 40 feet.
Okay, so
So,
it's still pretty big.
It's still pretty big,
Yeah.
but it is basically like these hunks of metal that almost look like they've been welded onto each other in big like spiraling points, rather than any sort of like.
Could use more buttresses. Looks like it's going to fall over at any
Do we
minute.
hear the Isengard soundtrack? Or...
A little bit.
Some black speech.
Yeah,
Oh,
just a little bit.
let me
That
go
third
in first.
episode was so good.
I'll greet whoever's in there, and when you hear the signal, that means I'll be in distress.
What signal?
Oh, don't worry.
Usually just.
I'll just yell, "I'm in distress." Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'll go. Is there an entrance?
Yeah, there is a set of large double doors.
I will
kind of
go. I will
welded
go
in.
and like pound on the door, pretty loudly.
Okay.
I got a lot of strength, so
There's a couple moments and there's no answer.
I will try the door.
It is open.
I'm gonna go ahead and open them.
Okay.
Like, is it like just one open or both open?
Both. You can do the Aragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll push them both.
Because
open.
we're in the Lord of the Rings theme tonight.
Yeah,
You
sure.
Yep. So you open it up, and there is a large. It's kind of this large structure. We'll say that the entire spire, while it's only 40 feet tall, is about maybe 120 feet around.
Sure.
And what you see as the light kind of filters in is a few large forges in the back that are spewing out the smoke, and there appeared you can see the faint sparks of somebody working on something. And between you and them, there are rows upon rows of suits of plate armor, of various they almost again it's not mastercraft work, but they are kind of
it's just
cobbled
Yeah,
together.
your basic
Yeah.
army.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks like a basic army outfitter armor type thing.
Hello, is anybody here?
There's a final clang, and then a deep kind of metallic voice says, "Who are you?"
My name is Bolt, and I have some companions with me. We're called the Wayward Watch.
Why are you here?
Just curious, actually, and we saw some smoke and thought maybe someone was in distress.
Enter.
Very well.
I'll follow behind him at that point.
Yeah, do we hear this?
Yeah.
Or is it
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, you guys are pretty much you're waiting outside the door, weapons ready just
Okay.
in case, and so you can hear
Yeah, I'll follow
this
him.
echoing voice.
Go ahead and go in
Okay.
and just kind of keep an eye out, between the racks of armor, make sure that there's no one
Mhm.
hiding.
No
ready
one's
to jump
sneaking
out.
around. Yeah. So you kind of make your way forward, and you hear after all of you are kind of in the room, you hear this deep clong, clong, clong as the figure in the back starts approaching you and growing larger as they
I was
do.
gonna say, sorry guys, I put on a little weight over those 2 years.
And eventually, the figure that reveals themselves, because it's kind of still pretty dim lit, so if you want to light something, you can. But most of you have dark vision, I think, or blind sight.
Sure, we can torch the place.
Dark vision.
Dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can use the light spell on my gauntlet.
Yes,
we
right.
didn't get to use arson last time.
So I'll
We
do
can
that.
use it here.
Okay.
So
I heard him say it.
Yeah, so it illuminates it, and there is a large figure. He looks like a man, almost like a statue of a man, made of complete shimmering metal. He's shirtless. You can see deep muscle work has been worked into whatever he's made out of. He has one of those kind of Spartan helmets on his head with the but it's like a metal fin instead of
a metal mohawk.
Yep. Although it does look like it's wire brushwork almost, so it still kind of moves, but it is shh instead of the typical. You get it, right? Shh. That makes sense
Yep.
to everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And
knows what shh is.
he is, but that looks like it is just basically molded out of his head. It's not wrapped into it.
Non-removable.
Yeah. In his hand, he has kind of a large hammer that looks like he has been pounding on some metal. And he goes, Who are each of you?
Well, I'm Bolt, the one that was talking earlier, and this is...
Alomah, Stargazer.
I am Victor Udanta.
Aramis Wolderhelm.
And what is your purpose in Hollow Bend?
We're here on Lady Glitterbug's request.
We seek the Holy Grail.
Oh,
Is your
is
quest.
that what you seek?
Well, I've got a whole wall of
Yeah,
Holy
the Holy
Grails
Grail.
here.
You have to just pick the right one.
Yeah.
Told you I already had one.
The wooden cup. It's the wooden cup. He's a carpenter.
I do not know of any Glitterbug.
She's kind of the creator of all of Hollowbend. Sort of like a god.
There is no god called Glitterbug.
We seek the demise of Count. What's his
Dooku.
face? Count Jerkwad.
The Crystal Count.
The Crystal Count.
Yes, and that.
I see.
Do you know of him?
Know of him. And behind you the doors go. I am his general.
General what?
Kenobi.
Nervous.
Because
What's
I
Kenobi
forgot
backwards?
Hello there.
Nope, it's gonna be Kenobi.
Ebonic.
Ebonic.
General Kenobi.
I will nervously start playing a ditty.
He said, if you wish to fight the Count, you will have to go through my army. And he raises his hammer in the air and brings it down and strikes it into the ground. And you can see it kind of ripple through the rows upon rows of suits of armor, and they start lighting up and creaking to life. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative here.
Every time I open my mouth, we fight. I'm just going to stop talking.
Well, don't stop talking. Glitterbug needs your heroism.
It's true.
It's not really
So we'll be right back
heroic.
after we set up a
Well, she said
battle
it was
map.
kind of nebulous, right?
All right, let's go ahead and reveal that battle map and get into combat tonight.
All right, everybody, shocked faces.
Me too. Do you want shock face
Oh.
here? Okay. I should be surprised about what I'm doing to you
Yes. Yes.
And then freeze frame. Put it on a t-shirt.
guys. Perfect. All right, give me just a moment here.
Another bad guy?
That reminds me of somebody posted, tweeted at me. So I do outtakes for every video, and in some videos I catch myself saying, "Don't say that," like 8 to 10 times. Like I'll say something as I'm going, and then I'll be like, "Don't say that," and it's just a cue to myself to like cut that previous sentence out when I'm editing. But like it's kind of funny, and so I'll like clip myself of going, "Don't say that," and like stick them in the outtakes, and it'll just be like 8 or 10 of me just going, "Don't say that, don't say that,
So
don't say that."
What you're saying is that there's a super
That's
cut
it.
of you saying don't say that.
Yeah, and somebody tweeted at me, and it was like a freeze frame of my face, like, and underneath, and it was just they just memed it, and it just says "Don't say that," and I'm like, "That's a new T-shirt idea," and they're like, "I'm totally gonna turn this into a T-shirt."
Do it.
That would be awesome.
All right, so as you see, we don't have enough suits of armor to represent all of the suits of armor. Unfortunately, our workers aren't as good as this general is.
Brother versus brother.
But we do have a few.
Did you-
Basically, that first hammer strike that came down activated what you see here.
3, 4, 5.
Activate my
6.
trap card.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5 little guys and one. Oh no, he was hiding.
Yeah, yeah.
behind the giant
6
from my
little
perspective.
dudes and a big guy.
6 little dudes and a big guy. Okay, Bolt, what is your initiative for tonight?
9.
Victor, what is your initiative for tonight?
22.
22, Aramis.
14.
And Alomah.
19.
19.
Good job, guys.
Good initiatives
Carrying the
all
team.
around.
High five.
I'll get around to attacking eventually.
Oh, do you want to mark the armored people for me as well, please? And then, of course, you do have the giant in the middle. That is actually just a mini that I have. That isn't a printed one. That's just a plastic one that I got. I think that's a Pathfinder mini, technically. So, yeah. But I thought he was
very
cool.
Theros or whatever that world is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Theros.
Yep. Okay. We are starting tonight with Victor Undanta.
All right. So the nearest to me is going to be this guy, correct? And the one that's talking to us is him?
Correct.
Okay. And we know these guys are alive at this point.
Yes, they have started like moving and shifting
Shambling,
towards you.
okay.
Yep.
I am going to start out.
I'll start doing like.
Yeah.
That looks like a much better robot dance.
You know what? I'll keep an eye out while I'm trying to take this guy down.
Perhaps learn some of their moves.
I'll do some dance fighting.
I'm gonna reach out to Alomah and say, listen, I know last time I acted like I was really tough in the front, but I'm really not. I'll die really quickly, so you stand in front. I'll give you Shield of Faith. And I'm going to throw a dagger at him while I go behind
Will do.
here.
Okay. I will say that the suit of armors provide half cover on the other side of them as well.
Okay.
The barrels.
The
and
barrels.
grates. Yeah. They're suits of armor, okay?
Oh,
I mean, a barrel can be a suit of armor.
Yeah.
Ask a dwarf.
I see.
Yep.
So these are
These are
representative
Those are additional
inanimate.
inanimate. Yes,
Okay.
in quotation marks for sure. All right. So what is the attack on that one?
So that is 16 to hit.
Is that what number is that?
1-6.
No.
5, right? Is that who you threw out?
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, 5. You're like 1, 6.
Sassy today, aren't you?
That will, it will miss.
the one that comes after 15 but before 7.
It misses?
Yes, that misses.
That's what you get for
I love
being
it.
smirky.
Exactly. Yep.
There, that's it.
Alomah. It is
Right.
your turn.
Okay. Yeah, Alomah's just gonna eyes go bright white and just cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
At the 4th level. And let me just mark that so I don't forget. I have a lot of spells. I'm not used to having so many spells. And then, let's see here. I'm going to... 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to then, as a bonus action, use Starry Form.
Okay.
Take the form of an archer.
Yep. Again, we'll say that this time the stars build up in you and then spread out into your ancestors
Yeah.
as well.
And then, as part of that bonus action, I can make an attack against. I'll make it against this
Okay.
guy here.
That'll be cover.
Okay. Do I need to move?
Yeah, you'll want to.
If I moved here, would I be okay?
I believe so. Scott, got an angle on that?
No,
Yep.
that looks
Okay.
Good.
Let's see.
And that is number 6.
number 6.
Okay.
That is a 26 to hit.
26 will hit.
Okay, so it will do D8, 7 damage.
Okay.
It's not plus my modifier, is it? I think it's just.
I think it's just the damage.
Sorry, let me just double check that really quick. 'Cause it might... No, yes. Come on, archer form. Archer. There we go. No, plus 4. Okay, so 11 damage.
11 damage.
And then I'll move him towards me. 5
Okay.
feet. Thanks to the Crusher feat.
Does that
And-
put him in the aura
Yes.
at that time? Okay.
So then he'll take 4d8 damage as well. which will
48
be,
damage.
And what is the saving throw on that?
18 wisdom.
He rolled.
Crap, he rolls.
He rolled an 18, so he fails.
Okay. So
because he rolled an 18 on the die. So
oh, got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that should be a success.
you're like, wait,
Right, that was 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay, and that's your damage for the round.
Yeah.
So remember that as well.
Crappy rolls.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
11 damage. Sorry. I can math.
11.
2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. Yeah, 11.
So 2 extra there. Okay. Anything else?
Was that all on the big dude or the?
That was on that
On number
armor
5?
over
And
there.
then number
Move.
6.
I'm actually gonna move like that. I'm gonna move over 1.
Okay.
Actually. So it moved him out of the aura, but I wanted to get this guy in it. 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to move.
It's a 15 away from me.
Okay, perfect. Anything else that you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, the black armored, or suit of armor, number 1, I believe.
Number 1.
No,
1, 2, 3.
2. Number 2 then.
Number 2.
Is going to march forward towards Aramis. He will
Take.
roll.
Yeah, it's just 11.
Number 2.
Ready to have a tuning fork sword.
What's the
Let's
damage
see.
type on that? by the way?
11.
Shatter him.
The what?
The damage type.
Oh, radiant.
Radiant. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, so he comes in and he kind of takes a few hits as he is marching inward. And then he's going to make 2 attacks on Aramis.
Oh no.
The first one is a 14.
I will miss.
Okay. And the second one is lower. So he comes in with this long sword and you deflect them both. You can hear the Sword of Radiance kind of sing out as you block the blades. And yeah. That will bring us to number 5.
You need
The
a little-
other
you need a little soundboard
Blackguard.
with different different tones. Like
He is going to march forward towards Alomah.
Remember this one?
Nope, number 5. The other. Yep. So he'll roll his,
Yeah.
and he does make his save, so that will only be 5 damage.
5 whole damage.
Okay, and then he is going to make 2 attacks on you.
Okay.
The first one is a 20 to hit.
Barely.
Okay. And that is going to be 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second attack is going to be a natural 1. So he swings in and just kind of like chips the floor a little bit. So,
Sparks fly.
yep,
I made my concentration check.
perfect. Excellent. And then everybody do remember, so I'm going a little bit slower with the attacks tonight so that I don't, like if you guys want to do a reaction, I'm not like, it's not like I'm going too quickly for you, so if you do want to do something, be sure to call it out, everything. But it is Aramis's turn.
Okay. I am going to cast Fairy Fire. If I go, it's a 20 foot, right?
I have it right here.
Okay, cool. So I want to be efficient with this, if I can be.
Fair enough.
Perfect. So probably best to just get those
Yeah, get the big guy and the
in this guy. So I'm gonna go for
Blackguard.
these 2.
Okay. Is it
It's a saving
Dex.
throw, Dex of 15
Dex of 15
for number 2 and the
Big guy.
main big dude.
Okay.
Could you not have?
I mean, if I put it right here, yeah, I think
It
I can
doesn't,
get.
if it
this
doesn't
guy
have
as
to
well.
snap to the grid.
Yeah,
you'll be
then I
okay.
think I can
Yeah,
get 3
that
as well.
we never have done snapped.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll get 3 in there as well.
Okay, the Blackguard is covered in your embery fairy fire.
Cool.
Perfect.
The general. What was the saving throw?
15.
15?
Dex.
The Dex. The general does not make his save in that case, and he is
Alright.
also covered in your fairy fire. And then which armor is that in the back? Is that 3?
Number 3. Yep.
He just rolls once. He does not make his save. That is 3 for 3.
All right.
As you kind of form your little emberish magic, and it kind of starts flowing around them, covering them all, and kind of highlighting them for your allies.
Perfect.
Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
I will bonus action give Bardic Inspiration through strumming of the beginnings of a song about Lunera to Alomah.
Nice.
I like that song.
So
I hear a
D8.
bad moon rising. I guess it
A
would see
dead moon rising.
a dead moon rising.
That is
That
that.
is a bad
She's
moon,
not
in my
dead.
opinion.
And I need to
Captured.
Yeah, I'll need a
Concentration ring.
And that's
For
up.
fairy fire.
And I don't really want to move because I'm in range.
Can you hand me one of those Twizzler things and then take your turn, Bolt?
Sure.
Thank you, thank you.
Bonus action. Go big.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
The general goes,
Yeah.
ha ha,
Like the
it's a
bloodluster
fight
over
then.
works good.
What do you want me to do with this one? Can I just knock it over?
Yeah,
as
shift
I
it.
Grow big.
Yep.
Cool. That puts you next to me now, so I get an extra.
One on your AC.
Extra AC.
Metal brother versus metal brother.
It's true, I just wanted to be the
Kaiju.
other brother. Yep. That's the kaiju fight that was promised.
Yes, it's a kaiju fight.
Yeah, and then I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
Okay.
So you can use strength or dexterity against me.
I think I know which one I'll use.
There's a witch
Sorry.
named Rita.
Acrobatics.
Athletics.
Or athletics.
Or acrobatics.
Monsters don't typically have skills.
Only a 15.
Well, he rolled a 27. So you reach forward and he deflects you with it
Okay.
with his large mace.
And then as I come back down, I'm just going to try to uppercut.
Okay.
Second attack. 16.
16 does not hit. You kind of clang against his.
Let me uppercut. Try it. 20 not naturally, dirty 20.
20 will hit.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, you slam into
I
him.
miss it first, and then I go whack, backhand him.
Yeah, he like steps back and then you just bring it back.
17 damage, and that's thunder
17,
damage.
that's thunder damage.
And then he has disadvantage on attacks other than me.
Okay. Dang it. It's stuck in my head. Yes. Anything else that you would like to do?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Then it is his turn. Can you give me a 15-foot cone?
I
See
go,
how many.
I go, it is a fight.
Oh, he will make his save against you.
18 wisdom.
He does not make his save, so he'll take 11.
Counts as windwalk.
Yeah.
There it is. A 15-foot cone, the little itty bitty baby one.
I'm gonna start thinking about Angel right now. Have you ever played that custom game?
Yeah, see how many we can hit.
Precursor.
Does that go from his center?
Yes. Or from an edge of his.
Me, Aramis, and Alomah.
Okay,
Cannot get Victor though.
He is going to rear back.
Technically, it would clip. Well, if he turns a little bit, it wouldn't clip into his mace.
Yeah. It's fine. Because he is going to open up his mouth and a blast of noxious poison is going to spew out. So I need each of you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. And then you have an advantage because it is...
resistance.
Yep.
Resistant poison.
Is it advantage on saving
It's both.
throws? It's both.
It's actually both. Yeah, it's my constructed resilience. I have advantage on saving throws against poison.
I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
It was con, you said?
It is a Constitution saving throw. Yes.
15.
15 is not a success.
18.
18 is not a success.
21.
21 is a success.
Can I use an epic die or is it too late?
You can use an epic die. Epic dies are forever, whenever.
19.
19 is a success. You found the DC. So for anybody who did not succeed, which is you, but you take half damage anyway, it would be 45. No, yes, 45 poison damage.
That's half.
No.
That is before the half.
before
22. So it is 22.
So we're
poison
taking
damage.
22.
Am I poisoned?
On a failed save, nope, you're not poisoned.
Not poison, it's just poison
Just
damage.
poison damage. Yep.
Okay.
And then let me make a con save, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's a con save of 11 is the DC.
Okay, I'm good.
Perfect. Yep. And after like that breath kind of goes through, he brings up his mace and he kind of like you can hear him grind or kind of creak his metal on it, and he goes, "Let's do this."
I thought we already were.
Okay. And then it is number 1 is right next to
Me.
but he's also in the aura. So he is going to take the total of 11 and then make 2 attacks against
Just
Aramis.
imagine your like spirits. They're made out of stars or constellations, and every time like something happens, they all just all the stars like into them.
Yeah,
And
the
then they,
ancestors
come
are just
back
like
and,
flying overhead, and
reform.
they're just like one of them rears back and does like the spectral star arrow. Another one like
fires himself through the bow.
Yes. Another one brings a pair of crab claws around because if we're doing constellations.
I've got Cancer, Taurus.
It can be whatever you want. It is an Aryan constellation.
That's right.
Constellation. So.
The first one is a 7 to hit,
This
Okay.
Cone.
and the other one is
Okay.
a 13 to hit.
that one miss.
Yeah, you are just deflecting these with your dual blades.
Awesome.
Oh, by the way, make sure that you put yourself with advantage against the Iron Golem because you he is very fired right now.
Yeah.
You forgot.
Oh, I
believe.
did forget that.
Yeah, so here's an epic die for that. Because
It wouldn't-
forgetfulness
wouldn't have
is close
helped
to
my grapple,
godliness,
I don't think.
I guess.
Because it's only attacks, right?
Yeah.
Armor number 2. Nope, not number 2. Number 3, the other fairy fired one. He's going to march forward and right up to Aramis.
Number 3.
Yep.
Saving throw.
Saving throw, which he probably will fail. He does indeed fail, so he'll take the 11 damage. Okay. And a pair of attacks. We've got a 6.
I'm going to.
And the second attack.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, never mind. I changed my mind.
Okay. Sorry, I'm starting to speed up again.
That's okay.
I should not. The other one is an 18 to hit.
That will miss as well.
Really? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, you are just like a whirl of blades in this.
Because the last time I just got hacked to pieces, so I've learned.
Then the armor at the back is going to go.
Number 4?
Yep. Can he move around within range of bolt?
Yes.
You're right up next to Bolt.
I'll take.
Which will
Save
put
throw.
him in
He
the
will put
aura
him
as
in the
well.
aura. Okay. He does not make his save, so he takes his 11 damage. And then here is a pair of attacks against Bolt.
Did you make your con? I guess they wouldn't have.
The first is a 19,
misses.
and the second is lower. So
Misses.
okay. And then the final animated armor is going to go. He is going to start marching in, and he will He will try to make his save. He does not, and collapses as stars basically batter him to pieces.
I love that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Just the nice little like every now and then one of them just drops. Yeah.
Exactly.
Death by solar flare.
There, the mobile game that Scott and I play has a bleed effect that you can put onto like superheroes, and every now and then it's funny just to watch the Hulk just collapse
They'll take a
backwards.
turn and then they just
or fall down because of bleeding damage. All right, then that brings us to the top of round 2 with Victor.
And they always die in the Jacko pose too.
Oh yeah, they
course,
always
like- Face down, ass straight up in the air, and then they fade away from the screen.
I'm going to use a performance point. I'm going to use Cloud of Daggers upon these two fellows.
Not both though.
Not both. Yeah, just on those guys.
Okay, so that's concentration, right?
Yes.
Meaning my AC drops.
Oh,
Nope, the AC is part of the
this,
item.
This one was just an item.
Yep.
Transaction one.
Yep, that one is different.
Yeah. So I threw that one out, and then I'm going to go ahead and.
I am a Genasi.
Oh, it's one of the performance things, right?
His blindfold.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the blindfold. That's part of it.
Right. Sweet.
And then.
Oh,
as a-
I have the Dwarven Forge on right now.
Oh, okay. All I could hear was the boom, boom.
the whoop. It's like a heart. I'm going to use a bonus action to swap places with my blade and attack him.
Okay.
So I can attack. That's an 11 plus my 10 with Cinderhearth, so that's going to be 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Okay. And this will be using Cinderhearth's fire damage. And does this one have the fairy fire on it?
No.
Just
It's
holds the
not
green
Just
rings.
the big one.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just hit that one. 4 plus 9. So that's going to be 13 damage.
13.
Plus the 10 d10 damage, which is going to be 2 damage for the fire.
Okay, so 15
Oh, sorry.
total.
2d10. Yeah. So that's 8, 9, 10. So 10 total fire damage.
10 total.
After,
So how much total
That's
damage?
going to be 23.
23. Victor teleports in with Cinderhearth and just rakes it up the back, and this thing just collapses and kind of like falls to pieces in molten metal.
You do the Tony Stark where you
And it just kind of collapses,
Yeah.
falls apart.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to do? All right, then. We are moving on to Alomah.
Okay.
Alomah.
I'm going to.
Sorry, that's just... you stopped, like, look over. I'm just saying aloha, but I'm saying Alomah. So,
Aloha.
yeah.
Aloha. I'm going to.
This is some sensory memories with that one.
Sorry, I'm going to risk an opportunity attack, stepping away, and I will. Before I do, though, I'm going to use my reaction to woe him,
Okay.
and lower his attack by a d6, assuming he is taking a swing at me.
We'll definitely take a swing at you.
Ugh.
Okay. What does it lower it by?
2.
So that's a 23 days.
Yes, that is.
Okay.
Um.
And that's going to be 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
I'll use my reaction and
Take it.
put the shield down between the two. Take the damage.
Okay. Yeah, because technically you are still stepping away.
Yep.
Yep.
5 damage. Because it's force.
Okay, so then I'm gonna move. Let's see, I was here.
Yep.
5, 10. Actually, let's see here. I want to get. Is there a space? Where is this guy standing?
He is.
exactly?
He's
right there.
right
Okay.
there.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's right next.
So there is a space between.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. Here's what I'm gonna do. From right here, if I step here, let's see, 5, 10, 15. He's out of my range now. I could pull him here, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be able to pull him
So I'm
back.
gonna cast Thorn Whip on number whatever that guy is.
3.
Okay. And he's fairy fired, yeah. So advantage, 17.
17. Sorry, I was not prepared. It will not hit.
Plus 3, 20.
20 will hit.
Okay. So that does 3d6.
Which number is that?
That was number 3.
3.
That's gonna do 8 damage, and then I'll pull him 5 feet this way into the area of effect.
He does not make a save.
Does not make a save. This round it will be. Goodness, well, okay, that's not bad. 15 damage.
15. That is enough. You pull him in, and you basically like whip him up into the air, and your ancestors just kind of like tear him into chunks, and then he scatters to the ground.
Cool. And then,
So
let's
the
see, I
team
had
can't
gone
be
5,
much
10, 15. I'll go 20, 25, and try and archer bonus action that guy.
Okay.
The black guard.
Number 2.
26 to hit.
26 will hit.
And this will do 12 damage.
Okay.
And then with the Crusher feat, I'll move him 5 feet this way, which will bring him into my aura.
He does not make his save.
Okay,
And how
so
much was that?
15.
15 again? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Perfect.
And then I had moved 25 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then I'm just gonna go 5 feet that way. 2, 3, yeah.
Okay.
And that's it.
You're kind of like dancing around the battlefield, pulling people in here, pulling people over there, and then kind of just ending to where your ancestors are surrounding everybody.
Right.
Next up is number 2. He will start his turn there, try and make his save. He does make his save this time, so it's only going to be 7 damage. He's going to take a pair of attacks on Aramis. First one.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something else.
He starts his turn.
He took half damage on it this time. That is a 23
That will
to
hit.
hit. I have to tell you the damage.
Okay.
10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the other one is a 21 to
Yeah,
hit.
that hits.
Sorry, I've used all my reactions this turn.
That for 9 more slashing damage. Okay, the other horror
Number
black card
5.
is going to go. He is going to roll, and you said it was 18? Mm-hmm. Does not make his save, so he'll take the full 15 damage. And then, he's just going to march on Alomah.
Oh man.
So, Bolt, I believe he leaves your threatened area.
I have already used my reaction
That
this
is
turn,
correct.
so I cannot do
And
anything.
first attack against Alomah is
Too busy trying to grapple this.
23 to hit.
Hit.
Okay, and then the other one is only a 12.
Yes.
So 7 damage slashing.
Concentration check.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I need to do that for me too. Good.
2 for you on that.
On the first. Good on the second.
Okay, perfect. And then Aramis, it is your turn.
You said it was 7 slashing damage, sorry?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take an attack on number 2 with the newfound resonant sword.
Okay.
Outside box. Okay. So that's gonna be 27 to hit
27 will hit.
for what was it? D8 or something? Just normal damage. Okay, so D6. That's gonna be for 9 damage.
9. So you slam the resonance blade into the shield of this thing, and there is like a ringing that goes out, and it shatters the shield, and then it shatters the rest of the construct as well.
Nice.
An additional note as far as the resonance of stone is concerned is you deal double damage to earth elementals and constructs
Nice.
with that blade.
Constructs.
While within Hollow Bend Sanctum, I should say. So it's not going to be a permanent
okay.
thing. Yeah, that's why I didn't
cool,
write it down. Apologies, I should have.
No, cool.
Yep. But that is the way to beat the crystalline count.
Sweet. Okay, and then I'll take a second attack against number 1.
Number 1.
I do not have advantage this time. That's going to be a 22 to hit
22 will hit.
for 12 damage.
12, so doubled because this is with the resonance.
Is my other.
You don't have an extra attack?
Oh yeah, I do have extra attack.
Okay,
Yeah, you're right.
So 12, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, you bring
so
it right
would
back
actually
around
be
and
13, but yeah.
yeah. That's definitely enough, and you just shatter that one as well.
Cool.
Nice.
And you hear the general go, "Give me that weapon."
I'll move 5 more feet and then bonus action offhand.
Offhand for the
Yeah.
black guard.
Oh, he'll give it to you, all right.
That's gonna be 28.
28 will hit.
Tearing up right now.
Smite him.
Yeah, let's pour a smite into there.
Okay.
So is that additional
Flourish.
to the damage I roll, and then I do smite damage, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's 8,
8 damage just from the
Regular,
blade itself.
yeah.
Okay.
and then
Because that blade is non-magical still.
It's I'm trying to remember. Smite
Yeah, that's one of the
It's
bronze
2d8
ones.
per spell level.
Well, 2d8 for a first level spell, 3d8, 4d8, 5. Like.
Okay, so I'll do a second level and do 3d8.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can just get rid of this guy. So that's going to be 10 additional
10.
smiting damage.
He is still up, but you definitely again crack his shield.
He's not smitten?
He's not smitten, unfortunately.
Maybe he'll die on his turn.
That's all, folks.
Bolt.
Well, it looks like my companions have this well in hand, so I'm just gonna focus on this guy.
Okay.
Rock'em sock'em robot
Rock'em.
style.
Yep. Yeah, the two of you are just
First one to get their block knocked off. First attack. It's gonna be 22.
22 will hit.
For 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
Second attack. 15.
15 will miss.
I'm gonna add epic.
Did you make sure to roll with advantage on these?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
16.
16 will miss. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So the first hit kind of rings his bell a little bit. The second one, he manages to deflect with his hammer. And on his turn,
Takes 4d6.
yes, he's going to take some damage.
That is going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 from the blade of Cloud of Daggers.
16 from the Cloud of Daggers, and then is he within Alomah's
The
aura?
blade of daggers.
No, he's
No?
not.
No, he's not.
As a bonus action, he is going to say, "Light the forge," and slam the butt of his hammer into the ground. You see the large hammer kind of ignites with fire, and we'll say that the 4 barrels in the back, the 4 armors in the back,
These.
yep, all animate.
No!
The soul forge.
Okay, and then he is going to make 2 attacks against you in response. The first one is going to be a 32 to hit.
I'm going to use my reaction and do silvery barbs.
Nice, so they'll roll with
Give you advantage, so you have advantage on your next turn.
So that instead is a 28 to hit.
Nah, it's
Dang it.
Worth a shot. So this is going to do this. Nope. Oh, and he does try to recharge. He does not recharge his breath weapon. Not that you need to know that, but
My reaction is
Now, you're not technically a construct as part of your origin, are you?
Humanoid?
I think he's a humanoid.
Humanoid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
Okay.
I can look, but.
Sir, did you call him a construct? I am.
We are the same. We have no buttholes. Join me.
No Butthole Brothers.
The no butthole brigade.
No Butthole Brothers.
Okay. So that is going to do 23 bludgeoning damage. 20 bludgeoning damage and 3 fire damage.
Okay.
As the hammer slams into you. 25 total damage.
25 total.
Yep. And then the second attack is going to be a 29 to hit.
Yep.
And that's 21 damage with 6 of it being fire. But notably, you don't have any fire resistance, right? Okay.
Oh, just force and poison.
And then he is going to shift one this way to get out of the cloud of daggers. That is peppering his right arm. Yeah, just making a cacophony.
Listen, I'm gonna leave that there. You can pull people into it and double your damage.
I love this idea.
Okay, the animated armors go next. They're gonna march for Victor. He's
Which
the
one?
closest one.
Number one?
Yep, all of them. We'll just say all of them. But 2 attacks each. Does anybody want to do any reactions on one of these? Okay, that fourth one's gonna go for Bolt then.
I will.
We'll step into the cloud
he
of
steps
daggers.
into the
if he
cloud
goes
of
that-
daggers.
if he goes that way.
So does number 3, technically, because of where this is actually placed.
Yeah, 3 and 4 will step
Okay.
into the cloud of daggers.
So that is
Mindless
9, 10,
automatons.
11, 12, 13.
13,
For the then we just do the same damage for both.
if you want to.
Yeah,
That's
just
up
do
to
that. If it's
Yeah.
easier to roll that way.
Yep. And then 2 attacks. Number 1 is at 23 to hit.
That hits, and I will use my evasion to have
Okay.
damage.
So it's 8 total bludgeoning damage, so 4 for you.
Okay.
Attack number 2 is, what is your AC? I can just roll these all together.
4 damage. I believe I am at 17 right now.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a miss. The next 2 attacks, we have 1 hit
Okay.
for 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The next 2 attacks, we have a crit
I should have waited.
for 11 bludgeoning damage.
I lose a finger.
And then the last set is 2 hits, actually.
How sad would it be if you got your blindfold off and then you lost both your eyes?
They just come in like this.
Does number 4 attack me at all? Because he couldn't get to the.
Oh, that's right. Those
Unless-
were against you then. Sorry. Those last 2 attacks were against you. So that is a 23 to hit.
Oh.
And then the other one misses as well. So yeah, this one just kind of like clink, clank, clink, clank. I'll help you, Dad. And then it is Victor's turn. Top of the round.
You have advantage on this attack.
I will slash
Which is so good to give to a rogue. Like
that number 2.
yes. And who has Bardic Inspiration right now?
I do.
Oh, that's right.
No,
It
I
is,
have advantage.
You have
because it was a Lunera song.
yeah.
First one's a nat 1. Second one's a 15. So that is a 25
25 on who?
on 2.
Number 2.
And
Okay.
it's going to be with my
Snick attack.
sneak attack.
Snick attack.
I'm a snick.
Snick attack.
Your snicked attack,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, where's Wolverine when you need one? He can actually fight in this combat and use his
Yeah.
claws because they're constructs.
That's flurry of flags.
This is
That
90s
is-
cartoons rules. Don't show
that
shattering
is
glass.
A total of 32 damage
32.
with sneak attack, yes.
Okay.
So it's 10 for the blade and 22 for the others. And then I'm going to use my bonus action and be like, gentlemen, we can talk about this through the dash right here.
There it is.
See it. Woohoo! And I'll have that blade make an attack as it leaves.
On that same one.
On that
Number-
same one.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Okay.
So
Does it-
that doesn't have an attack.
is it
it's
like
only the
a-
first attack, right?
It's
Not
like a
the whole round.
teleport, or do you like
Yeah, it's only the first
fly?
It's just, yeah,
It's
just
just
on your
teleport.
next attack.
It just blinks.
Yeah, it's like a blink. You
So that
replace
is the
it.
next attack, so that's just a 5 to hit.
5 will miss.
So yeah.
Yep.
Or well, it's 15 with the modifier, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'll miss.
Okay.
Yep, that thing, your first slash, like, scores right through the armor. It's kind of, like, really jagged, and he's barely holding together, but the other dagger just kind of clangs off of the helmet.
Hi there, how are things going back here?
Well, why did you awaken more constructs?
I'm gonna hide behind you. Let's be perfectly honest there.
Alomah, it is your turn.
Okay. You...
Is this his threat? Where is he sitting right now? Is he sitting in this square?
So when you
right next to him.
Yeah,
Right
when you
next to him.
bamped over, you were in his space.
Oh, okay.
So you
Then I'll
probably don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but
Yeah,
just
you
take
absolutely
take a
can.
reaction attack. Opportunity attack.
I'm going to make a thorn whip attack against this guy.
Okay.
It's a melee spell attack, so it won't have disadvantage.
Nice.
Sorry. 26.
26 will hit.
Okay. For 12 damage.
12.
Plus 4. I keep forgetting to add my genie bonus.
Oh,
nice.
It's just once per turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Is
what
it
did
a
I say?
D6?
It's just my proficiency
I just
bonus.
added
I
4
think I
to
asked
that.
that
Okay.
last time too.
And he's still up?
Yep.
Then in that case, I'm going to use my Crusher Feet to push him
Oh, nice.
5 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, your whip comes out the other way and just like smacks him and makes him stumble back.
Yeah. So I'm just like uncoil it. And then I can't move anybody anymore. But I will just make a bonus action attack against him.
Okay.
With my archer form. That's a 22. to
That'll
hit.
hit. Yeah.
For
It's basically Moonfire.
10 more damage.
That's exactly how much you need.
Yes!
Yep. So you whip him back, and then you bring up your other hand, and you send a spiraling star right into his helmet. It goes ting 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 ting, ting, and then the helmet just crumples to pieces.
And then I'm going to move. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So he's in my range. And anybody that tries to step up to bolt will also take damage.
Perfect.
From Spirit Guardians.
Well,
I'll
the
stop there.
Helmed Horrors are dead, so Aramis, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to cast Shatter and place it so it's these two
Okay.
there.
And as per
What is
Cory's
shatter? Is it
special
like a
rules,
5.
constructs count as objects, or as
It's a
a
10
disadvantage as far as shatter
Then
is
you
concerned.
you place it here
And get all three?
Get these three.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll place it there and get 3 since it's a 10-foot.
Okay.
Well, you technically have to go there unless you can choose not to attack me, because it's all creatures.
Yeah, I'll go back just so that you're not in the space.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's a con of 15.
Con of 15. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll for the general first.
So it's going to be
General first.
Roll. He makes his save, so he'll just take half damage. And then one of the constructs makes their save. Oh, sorry, they have disadvantage.
they have disadvantage.
That's
yes.
right.
So those would be 3 and 4.
3 and 4. They both fail their saves. in that
And the
case.
damage is 15.
15 damage.
What's Cory's special rules? Shatter?
Basically, Shatter isn't supposed to give a disadvantage to constructs, but it sounds like it should, right?
No, it does. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal.
Oh, perfect.
So,
I thought
being that
I
they're
thought
metal,
that was
they are disadvantaged.
So which numbers were
it
those?
was big dude.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yep.
Okay. That was 15 damage?
Yes, 15. I just did
Okay.
45
Yep, it
damage.
rings all of their bells and lets that kind of clatter go out.
Sweet.
Yep.
Bonus action, I will give you Bardic Inspiration. So I'll keep trying to fine tune
D8.
this Song of Lunera. I'm like, let's go drop tune. That's better.
Perfect.
D8.
Okay, thank you.
Bolt.
I'm going to shift 1 to the right.
Okay. Again, pushing the suits of armor out of the way. You can knock over that second suit that you moved there.
Well, this is the one that was already knocked over.
Yeah, the other one though.
This one?
You push that one as well. So yeah, you just kind of like push one armor into the other, and they both
I would
go.
normally cast a spell right here, like web, but
Yeah.
I can't. Or I shouldn't. So I'm just going to keep attacking him.
Okay. Good job remembering.
Yeah, I almost didn't. I almost was like, what does more? That is a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Sure. Nice. 13 damage.
13.
Thunder damage.
Okay.
Second attack is a 30.
30 will hit.
A dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
30.
Dirty 30 and dirty.
13 more damage.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're just kind of wailing on each other at this point. It is his turn.
He's in my aura.
Yes, so he will have to.
Oh, my rolls. Come on,
My
dice.
rolls. He does not make his save.
I better get like 2 8s here. Oh my. Son of a. That was 9.
9 total damage?
9 damage.
Does that include your genie?
No,
That doesn't work for that?
No,
Okay.
it only works on attacks.
Okay.
Do you still have inspiration?
It doesn't.
Could you use your bardic inspiration? No, you can't.
Not to add damage to spells. No.
He does not
Only
recharge
2
his
attacks.
poison breath, so this is just going to be
Nope.
a pair of
yourself.
attacks.
Got
Do
2.
not use bardic inspiration on you.
No, it's good because it's for hit because I can do it on attacks.
I know. I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
And so like I need it for Thorn Whip and for my.
Bardic inspiration.
The first
You
attack
have lost your
against,
privileges for Mark.
against Bolt is a crit, which is not a crit
Okay.
because of
He
your
does hit,
armor.
No
So
crit,
that
no
is
extra
going to
damage.
be
Oh, it's okay. My character should be using them selfishly, anyways. I just feel bad when I do.
He would have smashed me in the head with the
23.
mace, but I bring the shield
You
up.
call yourself a
Yes.
sword bard.
Yeah,
I
and
know,
just kind of
I'm
like,
too
again,
nice.
that kind of
I'm too
reverberating
Bludgeoning
flame.
damage.
Some of it's fire, but yeah.
You're the swords bard.
And then
slash
the other
Bennett
attack
paladin with
is
a heart of gold.
a 30 to hit.
Yeah.
A dirty 30.
Heart of Fool's Gold. Maybe. I'm gonna put that into the song lyrics.
24 total damage.
I am staggering on my feet.
As is he. Okay, and then it's back to the armor's turn, number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
1 is going to march for Aramis, is the closest right now.
Okay, he'll take.
Oh yeah,
He has
right.
to make a saving throw or take 9 damage.
9
He does not
ancestor
make his
damage.
save. Yep.
9.
9 ancestor damage, yes.
That's a great damage type.
And then 2 attacks against you. The first one is a 10.
Against him.
Oh, the first one is a 10.
Miss.
And then the other one is a natural 1.
Obviously miss.
I'll go ahead and give you
I
one.
break his spear.
You break off one of his gauntlets.
Yes.
Number 2 is going to march forward to try and get to Aramis as well. He's going to go around the cloud of daggers because they're not that dumb. But he is going to enter the aura. He only has 1 hit point left after Victor's
Nice.
hit, and he's just going to just scatter.
He just kind of like walks in and disintegrates as he walks.
Yep.
The stars just shoot through him, just like fill him with holes.
But just micro.
Yeah, he sits there like 5 minutes. His little scene where he's perfect.
It's like the guy from RoboCop.
Number 3
Is number 3 in Cloud of Daggers right now?
Yes.
Then he'll take damage.
Number 3 and 4 will.
So
Yeah.
we'll just roll once for both of them. So that's a 6 to 6, so that's 12, 14, 17.
Both of them are shredded.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yep. Okay, top of the round, Victor.
All right. I will step forward. I'll just throw it from here. And I'll throw clinch. That's a 9. I'm gonna add an epic dice just to get it up. That's 10 plus my. I think clinch is a 9, so that's 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
So clinch.
Sorry, who is this? Is on the armor, right?
Yes,
Number
this is
1.
on the
Okay.
armor, and that'll be 11 damage.
11 damage.
And he is adjacent to
Yeah, so you
him,
get
so I get
sneak.
sneak attack. Sneak. Bloop. 23 sneak attack.
Okay, Clinge takes his helmet off.
He's dead.
Just because I need this not to roll a 1. Okay, 6. That's the first time.
He
that
re-rolled
it's
piercing
actually
damage when
worked.
it didn't matter, and it was
So-
good.
Yeah, you Clinge goes right through the
Curse
helmet,
for
takes it
lifted.
off, and sends it kind of scattering to the ground, and then
Now it doesn't feel like such a worthless.
the one time that it didn't
It
matter.
was
one time it
worthless
doesn't-
because he didn't eat
Well,
it.
it broke the curse though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alomah.
I still think it's part of the curse. Alright.
Alomah's gonna move 5, 10, 15, so he's outside. No, he's not. 20. Now he's outside of my range. And Thorn Whip, giant.
Okay.
He still has Fairy Fire on him.
Indeed.
That's a 27 to hit.
Whoop whoop.
That'll hit, yeah.
And so it does do and do. Okay, that's 12 damage.
12.
And I'm gonna pull him 5 feet.
Okay.
And then he'll take. Okay, I gotta get a better roll here. Come on. That's better already.
Makes a save, so it'll be half.
13, so 6.
6.
And then I'm going to just Archer form.
Thought it rounded up for player damage.
We're just rounding down for. So I don't have to
25.
worry about which one it does. 25 will hit.
25 plus. So it'll do. Gosh, my damage rolls. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Ooh, Bardic Inspiration on that.
Can you add damage to. Can you add inspiration to the damage?
Yeah.
With College of Swords.
Right?
Is that a sword?
I think you have to use
It might be like an additional Tasha's
I think that's a
feat.
Valor feature.
One ability check, attack roll, or sound.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So
Check like College of Swords specifically.
No,
it
yeah,
might
it's-
have an
that
extra.
was-
Okay. And then I think Tasha's had an extra rule where you could add it to other stuff.
to
but-
spells,
To
healing,
spells
I
and
think
healing,
specifically.
Oh, well.
Okay. Yep. So you kind of make him stagger to the side and then clang him in the head with another bolt of star, and he kind of kind of looks over at you and tilts his head, and he goes, "You want to play?"
Woof.
Aramis, it is your turn.
Play.
Yes, your tail's wagging.
Play.
He said the word. Oh no, I didn't mean that.
I'm gonna get right up on him.
Outside. You want to go outside?
And I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. Resonance blade twice.
Yes. So, woo, that's out of the box.
Oh, you got elven accuracy. That's
That's right. Hold on. What is that? It's plus 2. So that's gonna be 23.
23 will hit.
Okay. 4.
And go ahead and double the damage just because he is a construct.
That's 4. So that's 8. So 16.
16. Yep. Yeah, we'll add that. So that's not going to count for your smite, but it will count for like the bonus damage
Sure.
that you deal.
And then
Your strength damage.
second attack is going to be a 24.
24 will hit.
8 damage, or 16.
16. Is 16 the new 25?
I guess so. And then offhand, still with advantage, that is a 23 to hit for 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah, the Residence blade sings out and slashes on his leg, and then you hit with the other bronze sword, and it looks like it just doesn't do anything.
Oh. Rough.
Okay. Can I... Is it too late to claim this? Use a flourish.
I would say
defensive
you can.
flourish.
Sure.
It would do. I mean, it's not going to matter because it would be on that third attack. It's an additional. My bardic inspiration die for damage, but if it was the
Yeah, it
doesn't matter.
wouldn't
But it'll
do-
add it to my AC.
Okay.
1,
1. Okay, you have a +1 AC
and I'm out of bardic inspiration.
until a short rest.
Tell a short rest.
Cool. All right. I just
Okay, Bolt, it is your turn.
get crushed by this big guy.
Gonna try to take him down. 25.
25 will hit.
Come on, max damage. 16.
16. Okay.
Thunder damage. And then a 24.
24 will hit.
That is max damage. Another 16 damage.
Okay. He is still up.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That is it.
Okay. Then it is his turn. He is within Alomah's circle.
Yes.
He does not make his save.
13 damage.
13. He is wobbling on his feet. But he is going to take his bonus action and slam his maul into the ground and conjure and activate 3 more armors. We'll say the 2... Not the 2 that are knocked over. The one right next to Alomah. Yeah, that one right there. And then
Yeah, make those ones and they can start prone.
Yeah, you know what? Fine.
Yes.
Yep. You convinced me. The two right next to him get hit with it because they're close enough, and so they will start prone. Okay, and then he needs to try and recharge his. He does not recharge his breath.
Funky boys.
Okay, this is going to be an attack on Aramis. He's going to bring his maul up and just try to slam it
I
down.
will
Flaming maul.
use my reaction to woe him.
Okay.
Whoa.
This will be
Reducing
disadvantage.
the attack by 5.
By 5.
Wow.
And with disadvantage.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry. Too far.
That'll be a 17 to hit
miss.
you. It slams into the ground. And then he is going to
He
bring
had
it up.
disadvantage, by the
Yes, I already calculated disadvantage. And I will try to bring it, and he'll try to bring it back down on you. For attack number 2. With disadvantage, that is a 19 to hit.
20 because of my
Because of your
flourish.
defense. Yeah, so the hammer comes
It was
down.
worth it.
You bring up both blades and kind of just like bear the
it.
brunt of it. You can hear the it's a screech of metal, but it's also like the screech of heavy metal from the resonance blade. Yeah. Then it is the armor's turn.
Bumblebee on the guitar.
Number 1 is right
Take-
next.
Well, I'll have to make a save.
Oh, they're not gonna make their save. They have
So
to.
13 damage.
13 damage. They have to roll a. They can't actually. They can't at all because they have to roll a 21.
They're so unwise.
Yes, they have a -4 wisdom. He'll just march up and he'll just try and pummel you,
Okay.
Anoma. That is a 9
Miss.
and a 13.
Miss.
Okay. Armor B is going to use half his movement to stand up.
Number 2.
Oh, he has
Yep.
to.
Oh, that's right. He'll take
damage.
13. Again, there's no point in rolling with these
Yeah.
guys. Natural 20s don't work like that for saving throws. Attack 1 on Aramis is a 10 and a 10. They roll the same thing. So, and then number 3 is number 3 within the aura.
Technically, so he was technically right between us. He has nowhere to stand up, so he can either stand up here or he can stand up back here.
He'll stand up in spot number 1 that you said, which would put him in the aura.
Put him in the aura.
Yep.
Yes.
So 13.
13, and then he's just going to try and 2 attacks. Yeah, neither of which hit Aramis.
Sweet.
Again, like you are just a whirling. Yep. Full on impressive to Victor.
with his
Whose turn it is?
lightsaber flying around him.
Victor's turn.
Looks like you guys have got this. I know. No, just kidding. I'm gonna attack 5, 10, 15. I'll throw a dagger at
Which?
the number. This one here, number 3.
Okay.
Not the big guy.
Is it?
He's
Yeah, I
wobbling
guess
on
I'll
the
keep throwing it. I'll
feet.
throw it at the big guy.
Okay.
I'll throw this at the big guy.
Which dagger are you throwing?
So this is.
Sorry, that's not metagaming. That's Bolt being like, take him down.
Actually, so
Sure.
I'm going to use Zephyr Strike as a bonus action to add some additional damage to it, and I'm going to run up to him. So 5, 10, 15, 25. I'm going to try and hit him with it. He has advantage.
Sugar to
right?
run.
Yes. So the first one was a 6. The second one is an 11.
All the daggers trailing
And
behind.
yeah,
Plus 10, yeah?
plus 10 on, depends on which dagger. This one is going to be Shadow Song, or no, I'm going to use Moonfang, which is a plus 11.
Okay.
So that's going to be 22 to hit,
22 will hit.
and that's going to be 1d4 plus 8
Plus your
plus
sneak
my
attack.
sneak attack. So that is going to be 11 damage for the base damage. And we're re-rolling one of those, which, so that was a 15, but I'm going to re-roll one of the, oops, d6. We're back to
Okay.
Told ya.
So 15.
Didn't break the curse.
So-
You need to bless your dice, bro.
Seriously.
So you
needs a
bring
young
all your
priest
daggers
and
kind
an
of
old
behind you in sort of like almost like a cloak, and you start running forward. Bolt leans down with his hand and grabs you and kind of like tosses you up into the air so you can get at head level, and you take Moonfang and slice the golem's head clean off the general's head, and he collapses to the ground, his maul falling with him.
Superhero landing.
Yes.
No, Black Widow landing.
Nice.
Such a poser. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to do? Nope. Then it is Alomah's turn.
All right.
I didn't even put my.
I'm no longer concentrating. I'm very fire.
You
It's
just-
gone.
yeah, as soon
For
as
the record, there's also force damage.
You're
on
still
it.
like lighting up the area.
Just like, oh, wait.
I'm just gonna toll the dead on the guy next to me.
Okay, number
It's,
1.
It's a wisdom. No. Sorry. Yeah, wisdom save of 18 again. So,
Okay, yeah, they can't make it. So.
It'll be 3d12 of damage. Let's hope that I can get good rolls. There we go. That's a. Oh, it's 24 damage.
Okay, the constellations kind of circling around you form a bell, and you just kind of ring out and blast that one away.
And then I'll step back. Let's see. 2. And archer form number 2.
Number 2.
And that will be a
Out of the box.
28 to hit.
28 will hit.
It'll do 14 damage
14.
and pull him towards me 5 feet.
Okay.
For 18 damage.
This is the constellation of a hand just comes in and like scoops him forward, and that again the ancestors just dismantle him.
And then I'll step up. So this guy's back inside my
Okay. Then it is Aramis.
Okay, I'll just attack 3. Since it's just chilling there. 29
29 will hit.
for
You said that like it was a bad
Sorry.
roll.
20.
20 damage.
Is that
with this?
is that with the doubling or before the doubling?
That's before doubling.
Well, it was enough either way. So, yep.
Okay.
That final resonance is you just, then you bring it around and give a quick like, banana, strum. Yeah. Okay. The forge goes quiet after the cacophony. There's a little bit of ringing in everybody's ears after so much metal on metal. But you are.
That was really metal.
that was a proper fight.
Your sword seems to be that blessing was a good thing.
Oh, I always did hate metal. More so
Hey.
now than ever.
You must tell me this.
Sorry, it's a druid thing.
I refuse to wear any Warforged.
But listen,
It's like a
gather round.
political
Gather round.
stance. I don't wear Warforged.
That's
So,
proposed.
I'm going to cast. I'm gonna kind of look over everybody and kind of see how they're doing
Mhm.
health wise.
Not good.
I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality,
Ooh, nice.
which for 1 minute lets me use a bonus action to heal 2d6 to anybody within 30 feet of me, but only
So-
one person at a time. But
So 20 d6 total.
basically, yeah.
Well, but only one person at a time.
Yeah. So 20 d6.
Okay, so you can split that up how you would like.
Right. So I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna.
Do you want a bunch of
Probably give me
d6s?
it.
Just give me like. I'm just gonna type it. Like.
Yeah,
it'll
just
be
go to like the
faster.
Google,
Oh,
Google roller or whatever. 20.
You should have it on
On D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond down the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's-
what I'm doing.
Okay.
And what?
All right, so what did that healing come out to?
Right. So yeah, just kind of this starlight almost kind of comes down from. Well, it's just sort of like over a minute. It's like almost like stardust, I guess
I'm
you'd
trying
see
to
it. Like,
stick my tongue out and catch one.
So I have 60 hit points basically to distribute. You said you were like almost dead.
41 out of 151.
Yeah. So I will tell you what. Why don't I just give all 60 of them to Bolt,
That's good too.
Cool.
and then
I
could we catch our breath for a moment? I could use rest.
I pull out the Scepter of Healing Bonk, which is now shaped like Fix-It Felix's hammer.
Start bonking everybody.
Yeah, so I can do Healing Word 12 times with it.
I thought it was cure
Cure
wounds.
Cure Wounds, sorry, which is 1d4.
D8.
Keep in mind, this scepter doesn't regain charges.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
But if we could rest,
Yeah,
we
I
could
can
spend
play
hit
a Song of
dice
Rest and we can use
get
hit
Song
dice.
of Rest. And
I
You
will
want me to
play a
save
Song of
this
Rest.
for battle then?
yeah, why don't we
save it for
Oh, by the way.
I'll keep like kind of
Um,
working on this Lunera song. And
Okay.
try to
Okay,
fine
so
tune
that's
it.
an extra D8 of
Yes.
healing, right?
Yes.
Ground control.
okay.
Just once.
To Major Time.
Her
Or
skin is
dice,
fair.
right?
Hit die.
Yeah.
Don't worry that some of her is scattered over there.
And her body's long.
Okay, let's see. D8s.
That just sounds like you're really tall.
That's true.
Long body.
Why the long face?
Rolling.
Yeah, and then you can roll an extra d6
Oh, no,
just
I
for
just said
D8. He
or
said.
d8 for some. Sorry.
Per.
No,
per-
for one.
Is it? It's just one.
It's just one. Yeah.
Nice.
1 hit point below. Did you roll your extra d8?
Oh, I didn't roll my extra. Yeah.
Hey.
Woohoo!
Nice.
I love. when
Aramis
you
heals back
do
up to
it just
full.
right.
Alomah's back up to full. Bolt is back up to full.
How long are those max override good for?
8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
And by this point, you've probably used about a half an hour. Actually, an hour and a half now that you've taken a short rest. So.
Cool.
Ooh,
Come on, guys.
lots of lightning.
A lot of lightning up there.
If the power goes out,
If the episode cuts, you know
you
why.
probably won't know because we'll just edit it. Yeah.
Is it transcoding as it goes, or does it have to wait for the whole thing to...
Transcoding as it goes, and it's not a battery backup. Okay. Just in case.
And then, Victor, you're almost full. You have a
Yeah,
couple.
I took 11, so I am at... Oh, plus...
Did you roll your song of
And
rest?
an extra D8.
D8, okay.
We could technically play in the
8,
dark.
yeah, so
Just
Hey.
get some lanterns and some lights.
Yep.
Might be fun.
Okay, so the entire party takes a break inside this forge. The forge is still kind of going in the back.
Like
It's kind of
smoldering. a
smoldering
bit.
now
Okay.
that its master is no longer tending to it. Yeah, and there's just a bunch of crumpled suits of armor, the general's body, the hammer, etc.
While we're doing a rest, can I just walk around and see if there's any like crates or chests or anything that might have anything in it that would be useful
Sure.
for us?
Go ahead and roll me an investigate check.
That is a 16.
16. So you kind of start going through. There are a few crates. Most of them contain like iron. Either iron. Most of it's like iron scraps. You can see like pots and pans.
That's how I regain my energy.
Yeah.
It's like
Things to be
it's like
melted
Cliff Bar.
down. It sort of seems like they
Scrap steel. and-
scrap.
Yeah.
They took whatever they could from the surrounding towns, and there are some like hunks of ore in there as well because there is that quarry that you guys saw. You do rip open the top of one of the smaller crates, and you see kind of a shimmering metal inside of it. There is probably, we'll say, 5 pounds of mithril in one of the crates. Mithril ore.
Sick. The head. I'll grab that.
Yeah.
How heavy is
Okay.
it?
It's probably about like, let's see, large metal.
It's like a 45 plate
Yeah.
bench press.
Depends. Is it hollow or solid?
It's hollow, but it also has a helm on it as well. 50 pounds.
I'll go pick it up.
Okay. As you kind of like pick it up and lift it, again, like I guess a large head, double the size of a normal human head, right? Like
Okay.
if we're just doing double. As you kind of like roll it around, you hear a clunk, 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 clunk inside.
I'll shake it.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Does he have like a nostril I can hit my hand through?
Yeah.
I'll
You can
reach
just
into
go
his
through the
nostril.
bottom. Puppet him.
Or puppet him, yeah.
Yep.
Hi, guys.
So you reach inside and you kind of feel around, and then you feel kind of a lump of something in your hand.
Okay, I'll pull it out.
Okay. And in your hand is a
Construct poo. Gross.
topaz
nowhere to go, it just keeps
gemstone
Topaz
that
gemstone.
has a runic marking on it.
Pulling out his brains.
Anyone recognize these runes? It seems magical in nature.
Anybody
Runesmith
recognize the rune?
is Bolt.
You can roll an Arcana, or you can identify if you want.
I'm not taking anything from him.
Both.
I'll look at it from afar. Let's
Okay.
do an Arcana check. 17.
17. You're pretty sure that is a kind of like a rune of unlocking, as it were.
That room, is it in a specific language, by any chance?
No, it's just kind of like runic language, which doesn't have a specific language with it. It just kind of from what from what you know about runes, which is you've spent 100 years studying runes in order to get your Rune Knight. It just looks like it's part of a sequence to unlock something.
Interesting. So we should probably hang on to it. Is there any others? I'll go look at the other corpses.
Just go around and kind of shake the heads of all the different ones.
Nope, none of the others seem to have anything
Perhaps
of value
he
on.
has
Shake
other...
his booty. Maybe there's one in the booty.
I think it was booty.
Nope. You torque the
Torque
the
the
Iron
Iron
Golem's booty, but nothing jingles.
Okay. I'm wondering if perhaps this is maybe his. He might have more than one general.
It's possible. But we should... Is everybody feeling all right? We could continue on towards the ruined keep in that tower.
Yes, let's press on.
Sounds
Okay. All right, can we go... Are the doors unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go out the doors and then head back start towards the tower again.
You starting towards the tower?
Yeah.
So you guys make your way. It's probably about 20 minutes, half hour, again to walk. So you're at about 2 hours now on, so 6 hours left on the 8. And you approach this large keep of darker stone. It's not black stone, but it is very much like it evokes kind of a darker stone.
It's not like obsidian, but...
Yeah, even though the walls look a little ruined and broken down, you can still tell that it's being maintained by something. And you approach, and there is a large iron barred gate in front of the doors.
The portcullis.
Yeah, portcullis is down. There are three
dead skeletons.
There are 3 pedestals in front of it. Each kind of look like they have like the little like spikes, basically like the little bone altars that we have.
They look like the ruby that would fit into it.
They do look like something will sit in there. Yes.
Take the topaz and.
Okay. You set it in the middle one, and it kind of floats up and aligns itself so it's facing towards the door, and the portcullis part goes up.
All the way up?
All the way up.
And is there a door behind it?
Yes.
I'm going to go try the handle and door.
It is still locked.
I want to get out my my amulet, my chime of opening. And hold on. Let me just remind myself what it can do. Strike it as an action, pointing it at an object within 120 feet that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. Issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens unless the sound can't reach the object.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll try it.
Okay. Yep.
And
So
point it
you
at
let
the
it ring out. It hits the door, and you can see like this flash of runes across the door. It looks like this is locked with magic rather than a mundane lock. And then you hear, "That's not going to work." And you all kind of look up to the right, and you see a dangling cage, and inside of it is Bosco. And he's leaning out, and he's like, "Hey guys."
All part of the show?
All part of the show.
Okay.
So yeah, I was supposed to have like a big poetry sonnet here, and I kind of dropped the ball and haven't written it yet. So we're just gonna tell you what you need to do from this point on. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, cool. Don't tell Glitterbug though.
Tell her what?
Exactly. Basically, you've already got one of the locks that you need. The Count's lieutenant's followers have the other locks. There's 3 others kind of hidden around in the hills and the various locations that you see around you. All you need to do is get 2 more of the unlocking stones, and you should be able to head inside and face the Count.
Okay.
Let me guess. The quarry.
So,
Yep.
hold on. The Count is in the tower that we're going to?
The Count is in the keep, like the keep right behind me. The keep that I'm
Dangling in front of.
dangling in front of.
Well, no, I'm trying to...
The tower is part of the keep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But we
the
can-
astronomy tower is part of the
Can
keep.
we go to the astronomy tower first before facing the Count?
Yeah, I mean you'll be able to explore the keep in whatever way you want.
All right.
Yeah.
I was confused. I thought the keep was way off into this even further.
Yeah, no. And I'll tell you right now, just as you to me, that's not... Defeating the Count isn't going to make the keep collapse. You could explore it afterwards.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I know that's a typical, like, dungeon thing that you see every now and then.
Bosco, can you point us in any direction that you would know of? Maybe where we could find one of the
you were
keystones?
saying...
The quarry.
Yeah? couldn't find some in the quarry.
The village, perhaps.
All right,
Village
Cory,
might
I'm
have
sorry.
I knew the say would come.
In the computer.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe some extra locations thereabouts.
So this was the forge was outside this ruined city.
Correct.
Okay.
So you've beaten the general, and maybe you can find either the foreman, the collector,
There's
the
4
treasurer.
There's 4 men we have to find.
Yeah, we only need 3 of the keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suggest we head to the quarry.
Sounds like a good a plan as any.
Okay.
That plan sounds rock solid.
Let's go.
Bosco gives you a standing ovation.
In his cage.
Yep.
Can he stand in the cage, or is he kind of like?
Yeah, it's a hunching ovation.
And sticks his feet out, and they're just dangling.
He's strapped up to the wall, and he does the yeah. Okay, so as you guys start making your way towards the quarry, I think that's where we're going to end this evening. So wonderful job, everybody, and thank you all for joining us for a wonderful little evening. It's been really fun. I had a lot of fun tonight. That was a really cool,
Great episode.
good fight. You guys handled it really well. I'm impressed. So. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go to our merch store if you like any merchandise. If you like merchandise. Are you a consumer?
Are you a consumer? Do you have a butt? You should buy our Dinkus West swim trunks.
And for those of you that don't have a butt, you can still buy them.
Yes.
We don't discriminate.
Give them to your friend.
Do you drink water? How about a mug?
Yeah, what about
Anything?
And then don't forget to join us on Twitch or on YouTube on Fridays, where we do either art or paint streams. As of this recording, we're going to be painting the purple worm that you guys fought last time. So that's going to be fun.
Hopefully you joined us.
Hopefully you joined us, or you can go back and watch it, because we have all the streams there. And we'll probably be answering some questions about the first session here as well. So if you have any of those, obviously you can't tell that retroactively, but whatever. And then, of course...
Invent a time machine, go back, and ask us questions.
Exactly. And then, of course, thank you to Syrinscape for a wonderful sound effects like, ooh, look, raising of portcullis. That's subtle, I guess. But yeah, thank you very much for Syrinscape for providing wonderful sound effects, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
I was surprised that none of you examined the Warhammer, though. That was...
I thought about it, but I swear that you had said it was like part of him. Or maybe I misunderstood. Maybe that was the helmet.
Yep, the helmet was part of him.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all right.
Maybe we can go back and take a look at it.
No, that tower collapses.
Off in the distance.
It goes
No.